Welcome back! My name is Power Up Pikachu, the game, Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. Last time, we broke down the gates with the help of our basilisk friend, and now we continue on in our search for Ms. Ruby's treasure keys in order to get to her skull temple. And to facilitate this, we make a descent into danger. Now, this level has one of my favorite Bentley quotes in possibly the entire franchise. I'll let him talk.
Oh my God, the green waterfall overflowing with bones and body parts. I'm telling you, the health department's going to come down big time on this dope.
Yes, because the health department's the one that deals with mysticism and voodoo. But still, I just... whoops. Love how Bentley reacts to this level. Personally, that alone makes it probably my favorite Ms. Ruby level. Now this level, as far as collecting bottles is concerned, is just a little bit tricky. Usually you have to backtrack a bit multiple times, but I'm going to try something. And it might not work, so if it doesn't, I apologize in advance. Also, as of the recording of this episode, I have 13 subscribers, and I can't even begin to express how thankful I am, how grateful I am to each and every one of you, and to any new subscribers that have come on board since the recording of this episode. I'm just blown away by how fast the channel's grown. Even though it may not seem like much, to me, it means the world. Whoops. So, I don't know how I can express this gratitude I have, other than saying thank you most sincerely. Now, this section right here, that guy is deaf apparently. I think all the guards are deaf, because even when he blows the whistle, not 5 feet from him, still doesn't hear it.
Hey there,
Now then.
Sly Cooper. That's right. I know you're here. I've seen it in the stars. It's all over my tea leaves. I'm in your mind, raccoon. I know your game. You better run for it, or me and my voodoo children are gonna sign you up.
Look at all the security. This must be the source of all the disgusting
Whoops.
green soup.
Didn't mean to interrupt Ms. Ruby. Oh well. Live and learn. But anyway, now we know we get the usual boss rambling at us for stealing away their treasure keys and whatnot. Now, actually, something interesting that I came across recently. I thought for sure I was going to make that. Oh well. Something interesting I came across recently. Apparently those ninja spire points are bugged. So sometimes you'll wind up like a clear foot away from where the spire point actually is. Which happened in my most recent playthrough, aside from this one. Now then. If I did my math right, and I always do my math right, I should be able to collect these bottles without too much extra hassle. Thanks to this rail slide. Crap. Can I still recover? I think I messed up. Oh well. Hit detection doesn't only include the hitboxes, but when Sly is trying to grab onto something, sometimes he can go for the wrong thing. Which can be greatly annoying. Apparently this is a problem that crops back up in Sly 4, but we don't talk about that game here. But anyway, I do believe that I can collect those bottles over there with a minimum of fuss. Yep. And there's the last of the bottles. Nope. Oh well. I thought I was being clever, but apparently not clever enough. So, if you haven't seen it yet, I encourage you to go watch my book review. I don't think it's very good, but I want your guys' opinion on it. I plan to make it a monthly thing where I select a book or book series and just ramble on about it, the good, the bad. Let's see, what else is there? Oh yes. This little tidbit. Actually, come to think of it, that wasn't so bad. And we collect our 5th treasure key from these rubies. Excuse my scatterbrainness. Now then, we are approaching a level that I fully expect to have at least one dumb death to, because in a ghastly voyage, I can get pretty impatient.
That vehicle seems to be outfitted with some sort of high-energy cannon. Use the left analog stick to move, and aim the right analog stick in the direction you want to shoot. Remember, you can always shoot in one direction while moving in another.
So yeah, this vehicle, it reminds me a bit of a shoot 'em up. Just, that was close. Just from how it handles, but I don't play that many shoot 'em ups, so maybe that's just my limited experience talking. Of course, I do enjoy this level. It's very nice. The arbitrary minigames in Sly 1 could have been a lot worse and a lot more annoying, but I find them pleasant, even when I'm getting my butt kicked by them. And that reminds me, these headstones, how do they generate so many ghosts? And why do they all hate me? Like, are we on a mass burial ground? Or are there only a handful of ghosts and they're getting revenge on me for taking them out so many times? Actually, just imagine there are 5 ghosts. One named Bob, the other named Steve, and the third was Larry.
According to my paranormal scanner, that flowing soup is really highly charged ectoplasm. It's just got to be the source of power for those headstone generators.
So, and you interrupted their tea. Gosh darn it. It's 2 o'clock somewhere, and it's tea time. I think that's tea time. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I think 2 o'clock is tea time. But I'm not British. I am of British descent, but I am not British. Wait a second. I have ancestors that come from England many generations ago. Alright, here's the part where I'm most likely to die due to impatience. Because I can, whoops, get ahead of myself. But with one headstone generator taken care of, I think that's the worst of it behind us. So long as I don't manage to dive at these. And there we are. 6 treasure keys. And now we have the arbitrary minigame that I absolutely hate. You guys probably know which one I'm talking about. For those of you who have played this game, I hope you share my dread of the down-home cooking.
With all the hay and feathers in here, just looking at this place has got me breaking out in hives. But we've got no choice. That ghost over there contacted me on Spectre Wave Radio, and we've cut a deal. He's promised us a key if you can whack 50 chickens. I guess he needs them to make a big pot of gumbo, but he's scared of the bob-toting roosters. Be careful, or they'll blow you to bits. Think you can do it?
Now, even as a kid, this level brought up so many questions for me. Why does this ghost have a key that he can give away? Why does he want to make gumbo? Why is he afraid of the bomb-toting roosters when he's a ghost? Why do we only have 1.5 minutes to get all 50 chickens? So many questions, so little answers. And I hate those bomb-toting roosters. Because their AI is programmed so wonky that sometimes they hit you even when you don't think they should. But at least you get a warning when they come on screen. Even if the frame rate dips dramatically when they collide in the PS3 version. But so far we have 30 chickens and 45 seconds left. I think we're going to make it just fine. Gosh darn it! I was counting on that horseshoe. Oh boy. Now I'm pretty sure Ms. Ruby's going to dunk me. Oh, joy. Alright, I gotta focus. No, bad rooster, bad rooster, bad rooster. And we did it. At the cost of a lucky charm. But with all 7 of Ms. Ruby's treasure keys acquired, we can now make our way to the boss fight. And the voodoo egg beater is good for something. Now we head on to a deadly dance.
I could feel that Cooper vibe a-coming. Most distastefully bad juju.
Yeah, well, you give me the creeps too, lady. Cooking up an army of ghosts isn't a very neighborly pastime.
Oh, Sly. I see your mouth a-moving, but all I hear is blah, blah, blah. Well, if jaws need to flap, then let them flap. See you in the next world, Sly Cooper.
Now, if this whole boss fight was just a test of Ninja Spire jumping, that would be one thing. But no. After this opening section, there lurks a hideous monster. A beast. All fear. A monster known only as Rhythm Games!
Come back here. You can't run away forever.
Quite true. Quite true. Why don't I have my servant Chumley escort you over here?
All right. What's the catch?
Oh, not much. Just a little game I like to play with all my annoying guests. I want to see how well you pay attention.
What do you mean?
Well, I'll unleash my mighty mojo magic upon you. If you repeat what I do, you'll dodge it just fine. If not, you'll get zapped.
A little voodoo Simon Says, huh? Sounds easy enough.
So yeah, on top of having the memory of a goldfish, I have the reflexes of a dead one. As we can see clearly there. Oh boy. So if I fail this time, I'll just skip to my successful attempt. But until that moment of fond farewell, I'm going to do my best to actually complete this. Okay. See you soon, guys. This might take a while. Alright. Let's see if this attempt goes any better. You know, having to repeat myself every time I'm trying to get this commentary done is an interesting experience. Because I don't know if anyone's ever going to hear this or if I'm just talking to myself. Of course, I talk to myself anyway, so that's not exactly a new experience for me. Maybe this will be the run. Maybe I can dream once more. But yeah. So, for those of you who don't know, Ms. Ruby is saying dig that voodoo. Circle and square and circle is dig that. Triangle and X is voodoo. And I've always found that to be a cool take. I wonder what caused them to come up with this, because since there's no treasure key or Master Thief Sprint here, there's obviously no director's commentary for it. And I haven't been able to find anything about it online. But so far so good. Now we get the slow-mo. And now we move on to the final section, where Ms. Ruby really drops the beat. Oh boy. But I have a horseshoe, so I'm feeling good. I think I've got it. Maybe. Don't count your alligators before they've hatched. Actually, is Ms. Ruby an alligator or a crocodile? I'm not sure. I think she's an alligator. If anyone knows, feel free to tell me. But with that, we are successful!
You certainly got some rhythm, Raccoon. But it won't help you none if you're fixing to go after the Panda King. He's tough, with a capital T. If you go poking around his stronghold in China, you're likely to get poked back.
Yeah, well, if he's anything like the rest of you, I think I'll manage. Ms. Ruby's section of the Thievius Raccoonus held notes from my pioneering ancestor, Slighton Common. His invisibility technique allowed him to steal from corrupt pharaohs and greedy noblemen. Right on schedule, Inspector Fox's arrival cued my exit. The production of zombies, made illegal in the World Peace Accord of '71, earned Ms. Ruby a life sentence behind bars. While the gang and I enjoyed a few weeks in the tropical sunshine, working on our tans in preparation for our next caper.
And might I just say, easy every time. Wait, 3 out of 4? Oh no, I forgot to go back to get the chest into the vault and descent into danger. I'm an idiot. Be right back.
Press the circle to enter the vault code. These codes are nothing.
All right,
before my
and we are
righteous
back.
analytical ability. The combination has to be 571.
My memory is that of a goldfish. An actual goldfish.
Mind-bending. It's Matthew de la Coupe's perpetual slow motion technique. With this move, you can slow down time whenever you want, not just while jumping. Hold down the triangle button to use it.
I run around specifically for the bottles, and then I forget the purpose of the bottles. Oy. But anyway, we now have the perpetual slow motion, which I love messing around with just in my free time. But with that taken care of, we can now check in on Murray.
Travel plans for China have all been worked out.
Okay, I'll stop soon.
Yeah, sure you will, Murray. But anyway, it's time to head to China. Let's go.
The road trip gave me the time I needed to study up on Panda King. Born penniless, he was fascinated by the fireworks rich noblemen set off every New Year's. He spent a decade learning the art. But when he tried to offer his fireworks to the noblemen, they couldn't see past his shabby clothes and chased him away. Humiliated, the Panda King took revenge on those who shunned him by using the very tools of his art for crime. The Fiendish Five recruited him as their demolitions expert, and from then on, his explosive touch became feared worldwide. He's rumored to be perfecting some new firework technique high in the unstable Kunlun Mountains of western China.
Sly Cooper in Fire in the Sky. And the Perilous Ascent. Now this level has a story to it. On my first playthrough, it took me nearly 30 minutes to find these 2 bottles. I combed up and down the level, and it wasn't until my younger sibling walked into the room and was like, "Hey, isn't that it right there?" And I'm like, "No." So, no one has ever accused me of being the most observant of people. Let's just say that.
Would you look at that? A fireworks show! Oh my gosh, that's awful! That poor village just got buried in freezing snow!
The rocket came from that giant statue, and you can bet the Panda King lit the fuse. I've got to find my way up there and fast before that lunatic squashes another town.
And we also see the Panda King's evil schemes. He's a racketeer charging villages to pay up or get buried in snow. I mean, how heartless can one person be? You give me money, or I literally kill all of you. The women, the children, the elderly. Oh, speaking of, we got the invisibility from Ms. Ruby. And unlike the other opening levels, there's actually no use for it yet. Don't worry, there's a level later on where we make good use of the invisibility. But for now, it doesn't have much use. Also, I love these guys right here. Shooting their young off into oblivion as snowballs. Truly, truly heartless. But so far, I believe we've gotten all the bottles. And I just love the snowy color scheme of this area. Nope, not making that cycle. But yeah, here's a little more stealth in your thieving. Am I moving? I was. So I just slid back under the awning. What on earth? I've never seen that before. Now, watch this. This right here is great. Triple kill! And there's the vault. But we only have 14 out of 30 bottles. Fortunately, the rest should be in this area. It's just a matter of finding them. And not falling off. Alright. Because I have fallen off here more times than I care to remember. That's 22 bottles. And there's the key. Now we just have to make it through these gorilla guards. Gorilla guards, gorilla grodd. A lot of G words. And making sure I... Whoops. Whoa there. Collected all the bottles. 27. 29. There we go. I'm actually very glad that we found them all. Because this page of the Thievius Raccoonus is actually very useful.
I got a real headache figuring this one out. Input 578.
And apparently the game still does not like the number 8.
This just gets better and better. I'd always heard that one of your southern ancestors, Huckleberry Cooper, developed a technique to move while staying invisible. Hold down the circle button to turn invisible, then move around with the left analog stick.
So yeah, you get the stealth power up from Ms. Ruby, and then immediately afterwards, you can move while stealthed. Unfortunately, you move slower than molasses in January, but still. It's a useful ability. Especially for speeding up a level coming up. But now we've made our way inside the stronghold. And I do believe... Okay. I swear I didn't let go of the circle button, but apparently I did. What? Okay. I'm just not going to question it.
Nice job breaking into the Panda King's compound. I think I figured out a way to get to the top of that giant statue. But unfortunately, it's obstructed by this reinforced ceiling hatch.
No problem. They seem to have plenty of firepower around here. I'll just have to find a few more treasure keys to get at it.
Okay. So, with Miss Ruby dealt with, and a plan of action for getting to the Panda King, I leave you. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. My Patreon and social media is in the description below. And until next time, get off my lawn, you filthy casuals.